and it's time to reconstruct my bag. I have got a lot of new discs and I don't throw enough of them. So I'm doing a quick series of challenges to see if some of those new stuff can make the bag. This video is just going to be me going through my bag, letting everybody know what's currently in there and what is on the chopping block. So let's get started. First up, we have my putting putters. I've been putting with Wardens for 2+ years now. A great disc, but I've never putted with something else, so maybe something else is going to work better for me. Throwing putters. First up, we've got my gavel. This guy spent 3 weeks in a river, but still flies beautifully. Understable, turnover stuff. Nice little disc. Very complimentary to the Berg in the bag. Everybody knows the Berg. Great disc, especially for those baskets that have some danger around it. Things just going to drop and sit. Next up, we have the Keystone. This is my straight flying throwing putter, and it does its job. I can hit just about any gap that's 25-50 feet in front of me, which is great out here in Oregon. You always have trees, so straight flying disc is a must-have. And then inner core. Definitely love having this in the bag. Support other creators, and I haven't thrown it I haven't thrown it a whole bunch, but it's in the bag currently. Nice little disc. Next up is probably the disc that is on the chopping block the most. This is the EMAC Truth. I used to have a different one. I lost it. It was my bread and butter disc. I have not had the same feel with this disc as the other one. So unfortunately, this one is definitely on the chopping block. Next up, we've got the Westside Gatekeeper and the Suspect. These guys are both more overstable mids. These guys have been in the bag for a very long time and get the job done. So Suspect is a very special disc to me. It's one of the first ones my wife bought for me, and anything under 250 feet, if it's just a Oppenheiser, this guy's coming out of the bag. So very, 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 very consistent discs. I love these guys. Next up, got my faster overstable stuff. First Run Glory. This is newer to the bag. I have not found a 7-speed that I love. This falls into that category as well. It's a great disc, but just does not have that feel for me yet. So definitely on the chopping block. Next up, the Escape has come in and out of my bag over the last couple of years. It is your standard straight flying fairway driver. Beautiful disc, gets the job done. Truthfully, nothing special. Next up, we've got my Felons. These guys come out of the bag very, very, very often. I've had this guy for a lot longer, so it stands up a bit more, allows me to get a little bit more distance with it, but does not crash nearly as hard as this one does. So wanted to put a newer one in the bag. So next up, these are my blue distance drivers. First up is the Rive, super overstable, beautiful disc. This is my go-to distance driver right now and has been for the last year or so. Beautiful disc. Love this plastic as well. If you have not tried the Royal line, please do yourself a favor, go try it out. Along that same, this is the Grace, same Royal line. This one's more straight flying. This is a disc that I almost tend to flip over more often than not, which can be a problem, but still a great disc. Might be on the chopping block. And this is my super understable. Sail is new to the bag, so have not had as much time with it. Still tinkering with the super understable stuff, especially in the fairway and distance driver categories, but so far I've enjoyed it. Next up, more understable stuff. The Streamline Jet. This is another one. If you have not tried Streamline, please do it. The Jet is one of my favorite molds. Currently have my furthest throw with this disc. So very, very nice. Will be in the bag for many, many months to come. Next up is the Sword. This was my go-to distance driver before I picked up the Rive. Very consistent disc. There's still 3 or 4 holes here out on the out in the area that no matter what weather, what's going on, this is coming out of the bag. So lastly, out of the distance drivers, this is my buddy Bowser. My buddy Bryce actually bought us matching discs, and so this has been in the bag for the longest time. Definitely more flippy than what it was. Usually gets pulled out for rollers. It's always a good day when Bowser comes out of the bag. So lastly, it's probably the most consistent disc in my bag, the Hatchet. This thing does exactly what it's asked to do. Turnover shots from 200 feet up to 375. This is it. Beautiful disc. I don't know what else to say about it. But next up is the Super Understable Genius. This is 1/7 speed that I've really enjoyed for very specific uses. It's fun to rip this guy on hyzer and just let it flip up and ride. Very fun disc. Next up, Archer. Archer is a disc that I've probably fallen in love with the fastest. I've only had this disc in the bag for about a month now, and I really, really enjoy it. Again, super understable mid, but I don't know what I honestly don't know why I love it so much. It just feels good in the hand. Fun disc to throw. Lastly, this is my bread and butter, the Bounty. This is a good disc that I don't know why more people don't throw. Very consistent. I love it in this burst plastic, and I don't know, any disc that's under 300 feet, this is the first disc that I want to throw, especially new course that I haven't played before. This is getting a lot of work. So, yep, there it is. That's the bag. For the discs, I usually carry other stuff, baseball, trail mix, some pins, but in this series, my goal is to find out if there's stuff from my collection, a lot of new discs that I haven't been able to throw yet, if they are going to work better for me. So I've got some putting competitions, fairway hits, different things like that in videos to come. So please like, subscribe, and follow along with my journey. Maybe you'll want to do this for yourself here in the future. So thank you again, and have a great new year.